It began on a quiet morning, the kind of morning where the city still rubbed its eyes, half awake, half dreaming. The streets were almost empty, only a few early risers making their way through the mist. And there it was, standing at the edge of the driveway, shining like a vision from another world. The Tesla Model Y. Its presence wasn't loud or demanding. It didn't need roaring exhausts or flashing ornaments to be noticed. It was the silence, the shape, the aura of something futuristic that pulled eyes toward it. Sleek curves, aerodynamic lines, a body that looked sculpted by the wind itself. It was a machine that belonged as much to tomorrow as it did to today. Arjun walked toward it with a faint smile, his footsteps echoing in the morning hush. He had seen cars before, many of them powerful, some luxurious, some practical. But this was different. The Model Y wasn't just transportation, it was the embodiment of possibility. As he reached for the handle, the car unlocked with the softest whisper, recognizing him instantly through the phone in his pocket. No keys, no buttons, just presence. The door opened, and with that, the story began. Inside, the first thing that struck him was the air of calm. No clutter, no overwhelming controls, just space, light, and an elegance that whispered rather than shouted. A massive panoramic glass roof stretched above his head, painting the cabin with soft daylight. It felt less like a car and more like a lounge designed in the heart of Silicon Valley, a place where minimalism met brilliance. In front of him, only one screen. Just a tablet, yet it held the world. Navigation, speed, controls, entertainment, even the beating digital heart of the vehicle, all glowing softly on that 15-inch panel. It was simple. It was profound. He placed his hand on the steering wheel, pressed the brake, and with a touch, the Model Y awoke. There was no ignition, no rumbling growl, only silence. For a moment, the silence itself felt alive, charged with invisible energy flowing through hidden veins. Then, with the lightest push of the accelerator, the car moved forward. Smooth, effortless, and when he pressed harder, it surged ahead like an arrow released from a bow. Instant, breathtaking, seamless. The power was addictive, and yet it came without noise. No gears shifting, no engines roaring. Just the quiet rush of speed and the faint hum of tires against the road. Arjun laughed, unable to stop himself. It wasn't just acceleration. It was teleportation. As he drove through the waking city, something unusual happened. He didn't feel like a driver battling traffic, fighting engines, or waiting at signals. He felt like part of a flow, gliding along in harmony with the road. The car read the lanes, adjusted to curves, and when he engaged Autopilot, the magic unfolded. The wheel moved gently on its own, guiding him with steady precision. It slowed at lights, sensed the vehicles around, and accelerated again as though it understood the dance of traffic better than any human could. Arjun leaned back slightly, hands near the wheel but heart racing with awe. It was no longer driving. It was being driven by intelligence itself. The people outside noticed. Children walking with their parents turned their heads, pointing at the silent vehicle that moved without sound. Cyclists nodded in curiosity, some smiling as they realized what it was. A group at a cafe by the roadside leaned forward, their eyes following it, as though they were watching something from the future slide past them. The Model Y didn't just move, it made people imagine. It told them without words that the world they were used to was changing. Time slipped away as the car flowed seamlessly from city roads to open highways. The horizon stretched endlessly, and the Model Y responded with grace. With its long electric range, there was no hesitation, no fear of running out. The map showed superchargers scattered like safety nets across the country, waiting if he ever needed them. It was freedom unlike anything else, a freedom that didn't cost the earth, but instead promised to heal it. Arjun thought about how strange it was. For decades, people had accepted pollution, fuel, and noise as the price of mobility. Yet here he was, gliding forward with no emissions, no guilt, only possibility. Afternoon turned into evening, and the car became more than just transport. It was a companion, with music streaming through the premium sound system, with movies that could play while parked, with the cabin becoming a cozy retreat under the endless glass roof. The Model Y was a world of its own. He stopped once at a charging station, watching as energy poured into the battery faster than he expected. Within minutes, the journey was ready to continue. He stretched, grabbed a coffee, and smiled at the thought of never visiting a gas station again. It wasn't inconvenience, it was liberation. On the road again, he tested the raw potential of the car. He pressed down, and the dual motors responded instantly, throwing him back into his seat as the car leaped forward with supercar-like speed. The numbers on the screen climbed rapidly, and yet the cabin remained calm, controlled, almost unreal. He thought of traditional sports cars, of how they roared to prove their power. While this one proved it in silence, effortlessly. It was not a challenger. It was a quiet king, rewriting the rules without needing to declare war. The day slowly dissolved into night, and the world outside darkened. Yet inside, the cabin was alive with soft lights, the giant touchscreen glowing like a digital hearth. Autopilot took over once more, navigating the glowing highways while Arjun rested his hands lightly, watching the future unfold in front of him. Street lights streaked across the roof glass, stars appeared in the distance, and for a moment he felt suspended.